Hello, YouTube viewers. It is said that COVID-19 pandemic has changed almost everything. I suppose most of us would agree that this COVID-19 has paved the way for the new normal, just like the conduct of classes, from in-person learning to online mode of delivery, from the usual face-to-face business transaction, it becomes an online setup and many more, especially in the transactions nowadays. Okay, so allow me now to present my poem. And this is now my poem. This is a free verse poem. Online Connectedness and Impact by Nicomedes S. Lumontan. Messenger, Zoom, Google Meet, one can name all. They animate digital communication. Slides, videos, and audios dominate the scenes. With their features, one should be acquainted. With some touches, one communicates. Messages and feelings are done online. Some glitches impede on the spot talks. Resetting the router becomes a routine. Reacting to erratic internet speed is the norm. Online communications have spoken loudly. They have captured businesses. They have fostered linkages. They have innovated education. They have reshaped governance. They do translate modernity. So that's my poem. If you have noticed, my poem uses three colors here. The content of the poem itself. So the first one, the first six lines. So look at it. We do have different online platforms. We have Zoom, Google Meet. Well, Messenger could be part of Facebook. So we are now using this online way or online venue in having this digital communication. They all animate, they give life to digital communication. And I think the most accessible one here is Messenger, then followed by Google Meet, then we have Zoom and MS Teams. Though I have not mentioned it. Sorry for that. And here, the slides, the videos really dominate the whole scenario. That's true, especially in online classes. So now I am talking as as a teacher, as an English teacher, in which we, as English teachers or whatever subject you're teaching, should be more familiar with these modes of mode of communication, and that is digital or online communication. Though it's not true that teachers will be replaced if they don't know technology, if they aren't familiar with the technology, but maybe those teachers might be replaced with those teachers or to teachers who are familiar, who are more acquainted with technology. But technology itself can never, let me repeat, technological things, technology itself can never replace teaching. Or, to make it more specific, technology itself can never replace any teacher. But a teacher can be replaced by another teacher who is quite familiar, who has the expertise in technology, and that's true. So here, messages and feelings are done online, especially if we have group chat. You communicate, you communicate with your students in the messenger. So you just have to use emojis, emoticons to really uh, channel your feelings, okay, or to share your ideas or messages. So is it in this color, green one? Because because we are still uh, adapting to this kind of uh, mode of communication or type of communication, digital communication. So green somehow indicates freshness. So we have fresh ideas about online way of teaching, but not only for teaching, though I am a teacher, but also in conducting or transacting business. Okay, so businessmen or uh, big companies and even those who are not that big, no, are now using technology. Just like even before the pandemic, we do have delivery riders who used online way of communicating with their clients. See, but it has accelerated because of this COVID-19 pandemic. Somehow, COVID-19 pandemic has advantages also. We become more oriented or acquainted with online, be it in teaching or in conducting or transacting businesses. However, the three red lines here, allow me to read them. Some glitches impede on the spot talks. Impede meaning block or becomes a barrier, which is like a teacher who asks the students to say something about his or her opinion. So the student may have some difficulty expressing it online, or he or she may stutter or stammer, or perhaps with a problem with the internet itself. So that would somehow impede the natural way of communicating with his or her teacher. And based on my experience, students are also complaining about, the connections in the provinces, in different areas that have poor internet connection, poor internet access. So somehow, and I cannot deny this, no, um, internet glitches may impede quick learning or the learning that they need most. So we should be more mindful as teachers, especially when we conduct online classes. That's why we have synchronous and asynchronous sessions. For those students who, who weren't able to do it well during synchronous session, perhaps they can do make up activities in the asynchronous sessions. Next line, resetting the router becomes a routine. Yes, that's true. Okay, everyone has experienced it. Resetting the router, even turning off the laptop or the cell phone, even shifting to another network so that we can be connected our students, and that's it. So that's another problem. That's why it is red, meaning somehow it may uh it it is not giving us break, but um it stops us from doing our work in a proper way, in a progressive manner. Because of continuous resetting, then we become disappointed, we become so stressed. So this is not only happening to English teachers or elementary, high school, and college teachers. It's also happening to those who are into online businesses, even those uh, who are new to this online business. They are also complaining with this with this problem, poor internet connection. So the third one is the common reaction. Reacting to erratic internet speed is the norm. So somehow this is part of new normal in the Philippines and other countries, no? Having problem with the internet. To be fair, the government of the Philippines has somehow addressed the problem. No? Unlike before, 2019, 2020, it was so poor. Yes, indeed. Without mentioning the name of the company, it was so poor. But now we have 2020, year 2021, and followed by this year, 2022. I think it is now improving. I think we have somehow made some improvements. I think it has raised the standard of having good internet, or I would say uh, quality internet. But it's not top 10 based on news. It is improving. The internet connection in the Philippines now is improving, unlike in years 2019, 2020. Though I also heard news before, pieces of news before that it was so poor since 2014, 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018. But take note, we didn't have online classes during those years. 2013 to 2019, we only have this one online classes. more online businesses, online transactions in 2020 when uh, with the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so the three lines in red may indicate, uh, I would say, short stoppage or hindrances, no, in making our work more progressive somehow. And the last six lines, I think it's more modified color. I think it's a modification of color green, if I'm not mistaken. So here, online communications are spoken loudly. They have captured businesses, they have fostered linkages, they have innovated education, they have reshaped governance, and they do translate modernity. So it's obvious we are now in online setup, and most schools are implementing this. Okay, so it is the the I would say the proper term here is the byword online communications, be it in schooling or business or even in transportation. Okay, they have captured businesses. That's true. To save the to somehow to save the economy or to to go back to the pre-pandemic uh, economy. I think they have to really uh, they have to really make use of the online way of transacting or online way, or they have to somehow um, focus more on online transactions. They have fostered linkages, that's true, through internet, as the United Nations declared it even before, that it is now a basic human right. Internet access, according to the United Nations, is a basic human right. So through the internet through the internet, we are now becoming a global village, a small global village. Everything is connected. We are now linked to one another. We cannot deny the fact that internet somehow makes us a small global village. So we show connections, okay, linkages, local, national, international, or global connections. They have innovated education, that's true. Okay. So for us before, it was an ideal one to have flipped classroom, blended instruction. We seldom witness it in our own setup, in our setting here in the Philippines. We even we even saw samples from other countries. This is blended education. This is flipped classroom. This is online education. This is education 4.0 or 5.0. But because of COVID-19, I guess all schools were compelled to adopt online classes, online education. Somehow it has positive and negative sides. Uh, they said the students are not learning a lot, be it online or offline. It's up to the students if they want to learn or not, be it online or offline. Well, education is really important, but for me, health is more important. During the time, the onset of pandemic, we cannot sacrifice. we cannot we cannot just go there and learn while while feeling the effect of, or while being anxious with the COVID-19 pandemic. So if you ask me, are they learning a lot? Well, it depends on the students. It's up to them. But for me, as a teacher, I did enjoy teaching. I do rather. Then I become I'm trying my best to become more flexible with online education, and I'm grateful that I'm exposed to this. Though I must also say that uh, in online education, we cannot really ascertain. We can never predict. We can never witness the honesty, the integrity of the students, especially in doing academic work or different synchronous or asynchronous learning tasks. We can never say, or we can never tell if they're honest or not. If they have done those things in their own, we can never say that. For me, I have been teaching college students, for almost 2 years through online setup, and there's no gadget, there's no I don't know, icon or an app that would detect the students really did it on their own. Yes, there are anti-plagiar there are plagiarism apps that would tell us that the students are only copying from online, from other sources rather, from Google or Wikipedia or whatsoever. But in terms of integrity, honesty, and this is in doing other works aside from submitting papers or asynchronous works, I think there's no technology in that. In in identifying if students are honest or or I would say being honest or um, doing it in their own, or I would say um, they never copied someone's oral ideas. Okay, so that's it. So there's no technology with that in identifying if students are honest or not. They have reshaped governance, just like in the Philippines. We are having our national elections on May 9. So we do have here Zoom meetings, Zoom interactions, online interactions, and it's still good, though there are still choppy lines there. And I think the government, has done something to really maximize the use of internet. And of course, they do translate modernity. So yes, we are a third world country. Filipinos, sorry, the Philippines is really a third world country, a poor country, and a developing country. But it doesn't mean to say that we should be left in the world of antiquity. Filipinos have embraced modernity. We do embrace advancement, but we cannot deny the fact that there are still Filipinos who are in a margin society who are against online thing. Because for them, how can we appreciate modernity if they have not really um, solved, or they have not attended their basic needs, food, shelter, and clothing. So for them, I think most of them say education could be after food, shelter, and clothing. Then after that, education. So it should be food first, shelter, clothing, education, health, and many more. Okay, so this is my point: online connectedness and impact, and I hope you would appreciate this. And thank you for listening to me, and goodbye.